To make a 3D model of our dragster design using SketchUp. So before we can start drawing, we need to get connected to SketchUp, and you can get into Google Drive, and you're going to go to your new menu here, and we're going to come down here to More and Connect More Apps, and click in the search area, and you're going to type SketchUp, enter. Okay, and here is SketchUp for schools. You'll have a blue connect like this one right here. You can hit connect. I'm already connected, so it doesn't say that for me, but it's going to go through some permissions. You want to give it access to your Google Drive, and that's fine. And once you've done that, if you go back to this More menu here, you'll see SketchUp for Schools is an option under the More menu. And you could click on this one if you want to start from scratch, but I'm going to give you this double block file will be available to you in Google Classroom, so you can grab this and open it from there. And I've got it open already right here. And so now what we need to do is try to replicate some of our design. And the reason we get two blocks is because we're going to draw our design from the top view across onto one block, and we're going to draw our side view onto the other block. And the challenging one is the top view, because we can't use the curved arc tool for the top view. We're going to have to kind of make it up as we go with the line tool. And all of our tools, if you're used to doing this from before, all our tools are still here. We still have the erase tool and the select tool and the paint tool, and there's line tools here and curve tools, and then our polygon tools and stuff. All kinds of stuff is here that we can use. It's just in a little bit different formation, and they're not colored anymore, but here we're going to use the line tool quite a lot here. One of the things I want you to try to do is probably be a good idea is to give yourself a little bit of a grid to build some geometry. If you remember doing this, it'd be like construction lines, and you could do this as much or as little as you want, but this would help make things a little more consistent. And I don't have a drawing I'm going from, but you do, and so you just try to build this the way you can. When you see me drawing stuff, you see how this is red across here, and when I crank up, it's black. But if it's red, that means it's parallel to the red axis you see on the screen, and that's usually what we want. We also want to make sure we're drawing on the face of this and not going off into the edge of something and have something sticking out of our car like that or something like that. So we want to make sure we're always drawing on the faces of stuff here. So I hit E for erase, and I can use my eraser. I can just hit the L key to go back to my line tool. And I know I'm putting these lines really close together. You'll see what I'm going to do here in a second. And so maybe your car is flat in the front, or maybe it's more like this. I can start get the outline of my car in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here. Okay, and you see what's going to happen here. If I can get rid of some of these construction lines and just leave myself with the outline of my car. I can even get rid of that one and that one. There's my top view. We'll get rid of these two guys here. Don't need that. Anywhere that my lines touch the outer part of the block, I'm going to put lines on the front and the side here, and that will make life easier. And we only need to do this, at this point we're doing this wherever we hit the outer edge. And we want to, you see how it snaps to the blue line? That means we're vertical to this line right here, and that's what we want to have. We want to be this blue line snap down, and here we go. So here we go, and now I can use the erase tool to take some of this stuff out. Hello. There we go. And I know that it looks a little goofy right here, but watch what happens. And incidentally, what's happening is I've opened up the inside so we can see inside of this, but I don't actually want to be able to do that. That's not good. We don't want to do that. I can go to the line tool now. I can complete this line across here and fill that in. And then I can delete these two off of here. And just to check and make sure, sometimes we do these first few steps, we want to make sure we're not opening up the bottom or anything. And I'll do the other side now. Alright, so here's line tool. I go from this corner right over to this corner. And that fills it in. I can use the eraser tool to take these two little parts out, and easy peasy. So now I'm going to do this line, but now I've got really craziness here. So this is not hard to fix. Line tool, I'm going to hit this point right here, and I want to be this blue line so I know it's straight vertical, and I'm going to keep going down until I hit that edge. You see I get that diamond shape, and it should say on blue axis, on face, and I click, and I can come back over here, and if that fills in, then we've done it right. If it doesn't fill in, it's because you're missing a point or something somewhere along the way. There's a gap, there's an extra break point somewhere. If it doesn't fill in like that. So now I've got like different endpoints right here. You see that green? That means it's an endpoint. There's a midpoint, endpoint, midpoint. And so we got to hit those along the way. I'm going to go straight down. Keep going down over there, hit the diamond there. So I'm going to click on that and come back to here. And if it fills, I did it right. Remember, I made a little bit. There's an endpoint right there. So wherever you have an endpoint, you got to have a line going down to the bottom. And then finally, you should be able to just fill this last one in. So here's my top view. If I look at it straight on from the top, that should look close to what you have on your paper. And now I'm going to draw the side view here. And one of the things you might need to do or find beneficial is to project some of the geometry across here. You could use the line tool, or we could use this guide tool. This guide tool looks like the measuring tape guy right here. And we can click on, you know, a turn on the top view and go all the way across, and it's going to give us a line there. And if I just pull these across, and I want it to be red, so I know it's straight across, parallel with the red axis. And now if you have curves, you could do this. Obviously, if you have more straight cuts, you can use the line tool, continue using the line tool. But you might like the curve tool, and I like this curve tool here. It gives us 2 points. Maybe I cut down right here. Maybe we'll do this right here. We'll go right. I'm going to start right there, and I'm going to go to this one here. So I'm picking the beginning point and the ending point for my arch, and now I'm pulling down. But one of the things you got to make sure it says, oh, it says on red axis. That's not good. I want to be. It says from point, or it should say on face. Perpendicular to edge. Let's try that. And if I orbit around here, looks like it's trying to give me some geometric matching from the guidelines. But that's what we want. Sometimes we draw this out, and it's sticking out this way, you know, here, perpendicular to this side surface, not on the surface itself. So you got to watch out for that. And now the easy part. I could, by the way, now I could get rid of these guidelines with the eraser tool. And you might think you're going to erase these things. No, I'm going to use the push-pull tool. Push-pull is right here. You just use P on your keyboard. And I'm going to grab this little piece I want to take out, and I can push that all the way across until I get to the other side, and it says endpoint, and it'll just disappear. Easy peasy. So it's much easier, and this is when we can do the curves here because these two sides are parallel. We can't do this push-pull tool on the top view because this top is not parallel to the bottom. Why is it not taking that out of there? Just sometimes stuff glitches. Now let me take it. That was weird. Okay,